To the outside world, my life looked perfect. I had a husband who always made people laugh, a beautiful home, and a routine that felt safe. Josh, my husband, was the kind of man everyone adored, charming, spontaneous, and full of ideas. But lately, that spark we once shared had dimmed. We still talked, of course, but it was mostly about grocery lists, schedules, and what to watch on Netflix. It wasn't that we were unhappy. It was more like we were coasting. Even with things feeling off, I couldn't imagine life without him. Josh had been my partner for 6 years, and together we'd built a life that felt steady, even if it wasn't always exciting. I thought this was just how relationships evolved. But little did I know, Josh was about to change everything. It started on a quiet Tuesday night. Josh and I were curled up on the couch, the soft hum of the TV filling the silence. I sipped my tea, content in the stillness, when Josh broke it with a sentence that made me freeze. "I've been thinking about something," he said, his tone casual, but his eyes too focused. "Okay, what is it?" I asked, glancing over at him. He hesitated, then leaned forward, his elbows resting on his knees. "What if Sophie spent more time here with us? Like, really spent time with us?" I blinked, unsure if I'd misunderstood. "What do you mean?" "She already comes over all the time." Josh gave a soft laugh, but it sounded forced. "No, I mean, what if the three of us became closer?" The mug in my hand felt suddenly too heavy. "Closer? Josh, what are you talking about?" His eyes held mine, calm and steady. "I think you know." The following week, Sophie came over for dinner. I hadn't told her anything about Josh's idea. Frankly, I didn't even know how to bring it up. I prepared her favorite dish, lasagna, and set the table with extra care, hoping to distract myself from the unease simmering inside me. Sophie arrived, bubbly as always, her laugh filling the room as she hugged me and greeted Josh. Throughout dinner, I watched them closely. Josh was trying too hard, complimenting her dress, laughing a little too loudly at her jokes. Meanwhile, Sophie seemed oblivious, completely at ease as we talked about movies and work. Then Josh said it. "You know, Sophie, you're always welcome here. We love having you around." There was a pause, a flicker of something in Sophie's eyes. She smiled politely. "That's sweet of you, Josh." I couldn't hold back anymore. "What exactly do you mean by that, Josh?" He looked at me, his fork pausing midair. "I'm just saying she's part of our life. Why not make her a bigger part?" Sophie blinked, her smile faltering. "I'm sorry, what?" After Sophie left, I wasted no time. "Josh, what the hell was that?" I demanded, arms crossed as I stood in the kitchen. He sighed, setting down his glass of wine. "I just think we need something new, something exciting. Sophie's already close to us, it just makes sense." "Exciting?" I snapped. "You're talking about my best friend, Josh. This isn't some random idea you can throw out and expect me to be okay with it." He leaned against the counter, his face calm, almost too calm. "I'm not saying it to hurt you. I love you. I just think maybe this could bring us closer. Isn't that what we both want?" I stared at him, my stomach churning. "Closer? This would destroy us, Josh. How can you not see that?" His silence spoke volumes. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, my thoughts racing. How had we gotten here? Was our marriage really so broken that Josh thought this was the solution? And Sophie? Did she have any idea what was going on? I replayed the dinner in my mind, searching for signs, but all I could remember was her confusion when Josh made his comment. I couldn't deny it anymore. The cracks in my marriage were deeper than I thought. I love Josh, but this was something I couldn't ignore. The next day, I called Sophie and asked her to meet me for coffee. When she arrived, her usual bright smile faded as she saw the look on my face. "Is everything okay?" she asked, concern lacing her voice. I took a deep breath. "I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me." "Of course," she said, leaning in. "Did Josh ever say anything to you about us? About wanting you to be a part of our relationship?" Her eyes widened and she shook her head. "No. What? Anna, no. I had no idea." "Is that why he was acting so weird at dinner?" I nodded, relief and embarrassment washing over me. "I'm sorry. I didn't know what to think." Sophie reached across the table, grabbing my hand. "Anna, I would never do anything to hurt you. You're my best friend. And honestly, if that's what Josh wants, you deserve better." Her words hit me like a wave. She was right. When I got home, Josh was waiting for me in the living room. "We need to talk," I said firmly, standing in front of him. He nodded, his expression serious. "I know." "I can't do this," I began. "Whatever idea you have about Sophie, about us, it's not happening. And if you think we need something like this to fix our marriage, then maybe we need to rethink our marriage." Josh opened his mouth to respond, but I held up a hand. "No, let me finish. I love you, Josh, but I deserve respect. And this isn't respect." The silence between us was heavy, but for the first time, I felt like I'd found my voice. I wish I could say everything was resolved that night, but life doesn't work that way. Josh and I decided to take some time apart to figure out what we really wanted. As for Sophie, our friendship remained intact. She was my rock through the entire ordeal, reminding me that I deserved love and loyalty, both from myself and from others. In the end, this wasn't the story I expected to live, but it became a story that taught me my worth. And for that, I'm grateful. Congratulations on making it this far. Today, you'll learn new English words and phrases while listening to an intriguing story about confidence and choices. Remember, learning English is like this story, full of challenges, but each little practice takes you further. If you liked this video, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and come back to learn more amazing stories like this one. Until next time.